Got a special inauguration-focused talk of the table this morning. Why? I know you're talking about it. You saw it, too. You may have noticed First Lady, look at her, Melania Trump's fashion choices at President Trump's swearing in, especially people are talking about the hat. The man behind the design, we're happy to say, is Eric Javits. He's been creating headwear for decades. His hats are a familiar sight on the national stage, you could say. Look at that. They've been showcased by celebrities, including Madonna, Jennifer Lopez, Ariana Grande, her brothers just arrived, and other first ladies like Hillary Clinton and Laura Bush. Wow. I know, wow, is right. We're happy to say that Eric Javits is joining us this morning. Good morning to you, Eric Javits.
Good morning, Gayle. Nice to speak with you.
Well, no, we're really glad you're here because, Eric, I want to know what you're thinking because everybody, the talk of the town, it's not the dress, it's not the speeches. In some quarters, people are talking about that hat. When she first appeared on camera, of course, you knew what the hat was going to look like. What did you think when you saw her on camera walking out with your creation?
I thought she looked amazing, very polished, very pulled together. I think it reflected the formality of the occasion, and of course, I was deeply honored because I didn't really know if she would wear it or not until I saw it on television. That's
what I mean. Most designers don't know. So she was polished, pulled together. I get all that, but I'm wondering what you thought yourself, Eric. Like, oh my God, I did it. I'm surprised to hear you say you weren't sure exactly, because you went through a lot of work for this hat.
No, of course, but there were changes in the venue and all that. So, you can't really assume anything, and I sort of feel like it wasn't really a wow hat, except it was very understated, very elegant, and appropriate. But when she put it on, and I had never seen her wearing it before, because I never had direct contact with her in person or anything, so I really felt like her presence and her sort of inner grace and beauty really kind of brought the whole thing alive.
Yeah,
and
she
really
looked stunning.
It became a focal point.
Yeah.
She looks stunning in it.
And Eric, the compliments are all over the internet. Yeah. People are loving it, but there's also some jokes out there. So what do you make of people saying that you made the brim extra sharp to prevent President Trump from getting in to kiss Melania?
Well, that's something, going back to Victorian times, brims sort of defined a woman's space.
Oh.
And, of course, it's not convenient to have brims colliding. I mean, sometimes you see two women in a brim trying to, greet each other with an air kiss or something. That's just what happens.
Eric, there were other jokes out there. People said the hat looked like the Spy versus Spy hat from the old Mad magazine. The Daily Show had a joke about the Pizza Hut red roof, kind of. There's a similar shape. You mentioned Victorian times. I'm curious, when you went to drawing that hat, it's a stunning hat. It's
really
absolutely beautiful, and your track record speaks for itself. But what was your source of inspiration? Were you drawing from history?
Well, not necessarily. The First Lady had, purchased a hat of mine a couple of summers ago on, my website, ericjavits.com, and she loved that shape. And then I sent another similar one as a reference, and those two designs became sort of the springboard of creating a winter version with a more abbreviated brim. And, I was sent the fabric to match her overcoat and all that. So, the whole thing came together.
But I heard the backstory, though. The original one that you were waiting for that got crushed in the mail, and you had to start from scratch and do something very, very quickly. Is that true?
Well, I do work fast anyway, but a lot of the work was already out of the way with the initial one because I'd already, created the wood block. And I had the paper pattern for all the fabric panels ready. So the second one did go a lot faster. Also, I employ sort of these couture techniques of invisible, minuscule stitching all by hand. And so that, of course, takes a lot of time. But, the first one was caught in that terrible snowstorm. And the box, was crushed. And so, I realized I had to make another.
Well, Eric Javits of ericjavits.com. I loved how you put in the promo. I'm going to help you, too. Eric Javits at ericjavits.com. Are the orders pouring in?
Well, this was a custom design, and maybe at some later time there could be iterations that are similar. But what I'm known for really are packable sun hats with UPF 50+ protection. And,
All right. That's right.
I'm the one who's responsible for making hat wearing modern for the 21st century.
Ooh.
And feasible. I designed the raw materials and have patents on them, and it's the trademark is called Squishy.
Okay.
All right,
I love
Squishy.
that. You're a very interesting guy, Eric.
I know, Eric.
Well, we appreciate you, EricJavits.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, that's for sure.